Once we've documented a rising number of carjackings in the city. Some left without a car, others left dead. Tonight, a Lyft driver lured by a passenger turned carjacker. The driver's car was later found wrecked, and then the driver had to pay the $2,500 for the deductible to fix it. CBS 2's Tim McNicholas is live at police headquarters. Tim, besides that, Bill, this was a real scare.
Brett, he says one of the carjackers even punched him in the face a couple times. He is one of more than 1,400 carjacking victims in the city so far this year, a figure that has more than doubled since last year.
99th and Troop, the drop-off location, or at least that's what it was supposed to be.
Next thing I know, I got a gun to my head.
Lyft driver James Durkin says the passengers took off with his car, wallet, and phone. So he started walking until he found a police officer who drove him home that November morning. Days later, he saw an email notification that someone had ordered Uber Eats after the carjacking with his family's credit card.
They got my driver's license. My wife's scared to death that somebody's going to show up at the house.
About a week later, he says CPD found his car severely damaged.
The motor wouldn't turn over. I knew it was a total loss.
The claim went through Lyft's insurance policy with Progressive. He was offered $12,400, the value of the car minus the $2,500 deductible. He knew about the high deductible with Lyft, but he had hoped in this case it might be waived since he wasn't at fault.
Even though I'm an independent contractor, I work off of what you give me. You gave me a bad ride, and you charged me $2,500.
He let Lyft know his thoughts, and they sent a $100 ride credit for any of your transportation needs.
$100 for almost losing my life for picking up somebody they gave me to, and not too good.
With Lyft, it's $2,500, which is the highest I have seen in any policy.
Attorney Brian Greening says he's heard similar stories through his Chicago-based firm Legal Rideshare.
I would imagine that they keep the deductibles so high so they don't have to pay out on every little claim that comes through. But it's $2,500 is too high for anybody to swallow.
I will change my hours of operation.
Durkin says police have followed up with him, but he never got a good look at the suspects, and he hasn't heard of any arrest. He did get 4 red light tickets in the mail from the week the thieves had his car. The city has agreed to waive those.
So we reached out to Lyft this morning, started asking questions, and Durkin says they called him this afternoon, and suddenly Lyft agreed to waive that deductible, so he won't have to pay those $2,500. But to be clear, Brad, that's just in his case. Lyft is not changing their policy for other drivers.
All right, Tim, getting it done here. Question for you. Can't Lyft, with all their technologies, work with detectives to track these carjackers?
Well, that's one of the things I asked Lyft, Brad, and they would only say that they are in touch with the Chicago Police Department and they have deactivated the account for that rider. They say they can't comment on the insurance situation and they are disturbed by what happened to Durkin.
Okay, our Tim McNicholas, thank you. James isn't alone tonight. This warning to rideshare drivers on the South Side. Listen up. Police tell us carjackers are calling for rides that end on King Drive from 113th to 115th. When the driver arrives, up to 3 suspects kick the driver out at gunpoint and drive off with the vehicle.